Do you know that Android 12 has a feature now that Apple had a patent before? Well, I'll be telling you that, plus other cool features which came with Android 12. So stay tuned. Hey guys, Kshitij here and welcome back to Once Upon a Techie. And as promised, this video is on Android 12 with OneUI 4 update on the S20 FE 5G. And the experience is going to be similar if you have a Samsung phone which have received or will receive this update in the future. So let's dive in. Now with this update, you'll notice that there's not a huge difference in terms of visual changes and the overall look, even if it is an Android 12 update. But Samsung has utilized the new color palette feature available on Google Pixel devices that pick the colors from your wallpaper and applies to the overall UI. You get 4 color palettes of 3 different colors to choose from, plus a blue, black and white. But color picks are not exactly the same, so there's room for improvement. Anyway, the theming also applies to Samsung apps like Dialer, Contacts, Clock and Messages, and applies to some Google apps as well. Also, the dark theme is now darker than before. I know it sounds kinda silly, but some elements of the UI are either completely black or grays have a darker tone than before. The next change is with the widget UI. See how they have rounded edges now. Before this, all of them were squared off, and now the widgets look cleaner because of this. Samsung widgets have also received UI changes that also look more aligned to the cleaner aesthetic. The change has also been made to the widget settings menu, where they are placed in a vertical form and clubbed instead of the horizontal view. Well, it seems like a tiny overhaul, but I found it to be really intuitive. The always on display was already there, so there were a couple of settings to fiddle with, and now there's one more setting where you can set it to light up the display when there's a new notification. So this can save you some battery life instead of using it up all the time. There are some additions to the lock screen as well. So now just by tapping the clock, you can see your calendar schedule, weather, alarms, and even record on the go for those quick voice notes if you are a guy like me. Coming on to the notification shade, the brightness slider is now thicker for ease of use, and auto brightness is a tad quicker to respond. A tweak has also been made which is visible while playing music. So you get a media output option which is basically for your multiple Bluetooth devices paired with your smartphone in order to juggle between them. With the Android 12 update comes a ton of privacy features. So now if any app is using your camera or microphone, then you'll see a green indicator at the top right corner of the display. You can also click that indicator which will tell you which app is using it. And if you click it again, it will show you all the permissions which you have given to that app, plus when those permissions were last used. Another privacy feature is that you can simply disable the camera and microphone access by clicking a toggle in the notification shade, just like turning off GPS or Wi-Fi. This will disable it for all the apps in your smartphone. Pretty helpful, right? There's one more addition to the privacy feature that lets you share the approximate location instead of your precise location in case you don't want to share it. Samsung has made some changes to the camera UI as well here. So as soon as you open the app, you can see the zoom indicators as numbers instead of tree symbols, which is easier to understand. Another welcome change is that you can hold the camera shutter button to record the video instead of swiping to the video option and then pressing record. You can even lock it to recording by just holding the camera shutter button and then swiping up. And these changes have actually made me use the video recording and other cameras more frequently rather than using just the main cam. Also, you can see the full review of the S20 FE 5G by clicking somewhere in this corner. Gallery has also gained some useful features, specifically in the editing area. The main addition which caught my eye was the object eraser feature found on the Google Pixel devices, and it actually works. So to remove an object, you need to tap that object, or you can manually select it for better accuracy. There's now an option to add or edit your geolocation in the metadata of images as well. With the Android 12 update, there are some additions to the device care option. First one is that now you can set the battery charging limit to 85%. Why limit the charging, you might ask? Well, keeping your phone's battery between 25 to 85% is healthy and will save you from replacing it if you want to use your phone for a longer lifespan than usual. There's also a RAM Plus option which basically gives you extra 4GB RAM for a fluid experience if there are more than usual apps running in the background. But I don't think it makes any difference though. Now you can also have a diagnostic option at the bottom where it takes you to the Samsung Members app where you can run various tests in order to check if your phone is working perfectly or not. So you could have done those tests previously as well, but now they have integrated those options in the device care, which I think is pretty smart. Remember that I talked about a feature at the very beginning of the video? Well, it is the stretch animation that Apple had patented before and used to be exclusive to Apple devices only. But the license expired and now it ended up on Android 12. In fact, this animation still exists on iPhones. Interestingly, some people hate this animation, as I came across multiple threads on Reddit criticizing this effect and want to turn it off. Well, I personally love it, but let me know in the comments what's your take on this animation. Oh, and also there are other animations added too, from opening or closing an app to just browsing through different sections of the phone, which look more pleasing than before. Well, there are many other features that came along with Android 12 One UI 4 update, which includes extra dim option, which can lower the display's brightness even further for those late night Instagram scrolling or texting sessions. There's changed charging animation, dual emoji GIF in the Samsung keyboard, which I hardly think anybody will use it, and he has some minor UI tweaks in different settings option. Even though Samsung didn't adopt all the UI changes from stock Android, it still looks good, and they didn't forget to add core features which Android 12 has to provide. Also, as mentioned earlier, all these changes will be applicable to other Samsung phones which already have or will receive this Android 12 with One UI 4 update in the future. So if you have any other questions, you can post them in the comment section below, and you can always connect with me on other social media platforms. All the links are in the description. Well, thank you for watching Once Upon a Techie, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.